There are several different ways that people try and increase their productivity levels, whether it be buying different programs or being in a certain environment and creating an atmosphere that helps get you in the zone and crushing out your different tasks that you need to do and increasing your productivity. And I'm going to be going over one simple purchase that increased my productivity levels drastically. And I feel like I'm typically pretty good at not spending money and just saving money as much as possible. And I typically don't buy the regular stuff that a lot of people do end up buying, but I seem to have a soft spot when it comes to technology and buying technology where I bought this camera and different lenses for it and audio equipment. And I'm really holding myself to not buy more stuff for it, but it's really hard at the moment. And in this case, I ended up buying these headphones and they're a little bit expensive. They're around $400, but when I did go in to buy them, I told myself that these are specifically for productivity and whenever I have them on, I got to be working and I got to try and get in the zone. And so it kind of conditions my mind to when I have these headphones on, I'm going to be working on whatever I'm supposed to be working on and I'm going to crush that out as fast, or not really as fast as possible, but I'm just going to be focused on that as much as possible just so I can be as productive as possible in that time span. There's different ways that people create more productivity for themselves, and one of those ways is creating an environment or having an environment or creating a ritual that whenever you're trying to be productive, you have something that leads up to it, or whenever you're doing something, you have that thing that gets you productive and gets you in the zone. And for me, it's having these headphones on, and I'll usually end up throwing lo-fi beats on or something binaural beats where it's no lyrics. And whenever I have that on, it just kind of conditions my mind that when this is going on, I'm productive and I'm crushing out those tasks. And a big reason how I stumbled upon this was I was in a big rut and I was not getting anything done. I was just laying on the couch. I just couldn't find any motivation to really do anything. And in the back of my mind, I had all these thoughts that I wanted to do, and I just couldn't really pull the strength to really do anything. So, what I decided to do was I told myself I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to buy some headphones. And when I buy these headphones, they're going to be for one specific purpose only, and that's for me being productive. So, if I ever have these headphones on, that means I'm going to be trying to get into the zone as much as possible, and I'm just going to be working on that task at hand that I need to be working on. And that was the sole purpose for buying these headphones. And I try to not veer far from it because if I condition my mind where I'm using these headphones outside of those productive times where it might end up conditioning my mind to not really get into the zone and start focusing when I do want to be in those productive blocks. And if I start using them outside of that, it might just kind of defeat the whole purpose of buying these headphones. So when I first bought these headphones, basically the only time that I was using them was I was working on personal development and just trying to get into the zone. And I was just trying to use them as much as possible just for that, or other headphones that I would use, or just Apple headphones that I could just plug in and use. And basically the sole purpose of these headphones was productivity and productivity only. And I will admit that I have veered away from it sometimes, but typically majority of the times whenever I have those headphones on, I'm working, I'm in the zone, and I'm trying to be in my productive blocks. So it's about creating that environment that tells yourself and your brain that it's time to work, it's time to get this stuff done. This is what we're working on, eliminate the distractions, and we're going to be getting this work done. And it also does help that they are noise canceling headphones. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and spend all your money on these headphones. I'm just saying that typically in the past for me, I have an emotional attachment to something that I'm spending money on. So whenever I do spend a good amount of money on, say, headphones, or in the past it was the gym, and then I was spending money on protein and pre workout. And this was kind of my first time I was spending money on stuff. And what it ended up doing was conditioning me to I'm spending money, I'm gonna actually go to the gym and I'm actually gonna get my money's worth with it. So that's kind of what the emotional attachment with buying these headphones. And they weren't really cheap, but at the same time, I'm not saying they're extremely expensive, but they're up there, especially for myself. So I'm not saying that you specifically have to get these headphones or that you should get these headphones. I'm just saying having that emotional attachment with the money really does help motivate myself, having that financial commitment to it to where I don't really want this money to go to waste. So I'm going to do what I told myself I was going to do. I'm spending money on it. I'm going to get my money's worth. And I always try to get my money's worth on stuff. And with these headphones, I try to do my best, especially with the gym in the past and pre-workout and protein, just always spending money. I'm always going to try and get my money's worth on it. So that's just been a little motivational piece. I'm not sure if it is for you, but that's just something that you could think about. Now, it doesn't really need to be a $400 pair of headphones. It could be a desk that you just get that you really like. And whenever you're at your desk, you just start working and working on whatever you need to be working on. Or maybe it's going to a coffee shop and getting a coffee every time. And once you get there, you have your specific spot and you just kind of create that ritual where whenever you're doing this specific action or you're in the specific environment, you just get to work on whatever you're supposed to be working on and try to be as productive as possible. And whenever you're in that state or whatever you want to call it, you stay true to being productive and not really letting those distractions coming in or that outside behavior that you don't want to be associating it with that specific action or ritual. You just kind of want to create that environment where when you're here, this is what you're doing, and then you're going to crush it out as much as possible. And when you're done, you want to leave that outside behavior, and you can do that outside once you're done or you're outside of that environment. And like I was saying, you don't really want to mix it with the outside activities that you do where you want to be in the zone. And with my headphones, I try to do my best, like I said in the past, where if I have them on, I'm going to be trying to work as much as possible. But there are some times when I am doing outside activities with them, like maybe just listening to music or something like that. And typically, whenever that happens, I try to switch to my AirPods and listen to them. Or if I'm on Zoom calls or stuff like that, I just try and stick with my AirPods, and my headphones are specifically just for getting my tasks done and trying to be as productive as possible. Now, you obviously don't have to go out and buy this $400 pair of headphones. It could be a cheaper pair, or if you feel like going there, you can buy a more expensive pair. Or it could just be creating that environment that you go there to work on that specific activity. It's just about priming yourself and creating that environment and rituals that help you get in the zone and stay in the zone and eliminate distractions as much as possible. I'm not sure if you do any of these already. Maybe if you do, you can leave them in the comments to let me know what you do to prime yourself to get in the zone and crush out your activities and tasks to do. And I'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, thanks for watching, and let's level up.